Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are joined here today by Jeffrey and Paulette. Welcome, you two. How are we
Hello,
feeling?
hello.
How are you
Doing
guys feeling
well, doing
today?
good.
Good, good. Paulette, you good?
I'm doing well.
Okay. Well, good to have you both back. We did have you on episode 85 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love, where you ended up matching. Is it a yes for you for her?
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
We got a match. I'll take the mic. All right, go ahead and go on off, y'all. Make some noise for them.
Big fella.
So, what made you guys want to come on Pop the Balloon or Find Love? Let's start with you, Paulette.
Well, for me, I'm pretty adventurous. I saw a few partial episodes, and then I watched some full episodes, and I thought, this looks really fun, and I'm just gonna see what happens. And I wasn't necessarily expecting to match or not match. I had no expectations. But I just thought it would be something adventurous and something worth trying.
Okay. Glad you did it. And Jeffrey, what about for you?
So for me, I did it because I said, well, I'm divorced now. I can do all the things that single people do. So I just decided, I said, well, why not? And, I don't really care for the dating apps. So this is a good alternative to the dating apps. So I said, why not? And when I got, when we started the show, I didn't have any expectations. I didn't expect to match with anybody. I would have been okay leaving by myself.
Okay.
But yeah, turned out good.
Yeah. I'm glad you matched. I'm glad you came
Yeah,
on.
me too.
So, since you guys ended up matching, have you gone on a date? Okay. I see Paulette
We went
nodding.
on a date.
Okay. I was like, somebody gonna say yes, or we gonna stay quiet.
We went on a
Okay.
date. We've gone on more than one date.
Oh, yes. Tell me about it. Tell me about the first date.
Well, you know what? Can I tell you about the lead up to all of
Okay.
it?
Yeah. Tell me all the details. I want to hear it all.
Oh
Okay.
my.
I don't know if you really realized it, but I was really nervous. I was so nervous to the point where it was almost like an out of body experience. Like I was watching myself go through it. So when it was over, it was like I was coming back into my body, and then the realization of, oh, that happened, and I was standing there looking to the side and thinking, oh, this person is now here. Oh, we have to talk. So, BM talked to us and he gave us some nice advice. And when we walked outside, so the first thing that happened is, unfortunately, I called Jeffrey the wrong name. But I said something like, oh, let's fill in the blank. Hey, John. So that was something, huh? He was like, my name is not,
Oh my God.
he called me the wrong name. That's not my name. So I just thought from that initial interaction that, okay, this is going to be rough. That was, yeah. So that was interesting. But that night we actually ended up meeting up with his cousins who are local. They were very, very nice. We had dinner, really, really sweet people. And then we went to, so all the castmates said that they were going to meet up, or a lot of them, at a local comedy show, because
nice.
one of the other women on the show is a comedian, and she was going to be performing that night. So the plan was to meet up there. And I don't know if you would consider this our first date, but we said we'll meet there. Unfortunately, that the night didn't go too smoothly, and I thought it was because I started off calling him the wrong name. I don't know, Jeff, if you want to say anything about that, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll just tell you from my perspective, the way the rest of the night went. We got to the ticket counter, and Jeffrey offered to buy my ticket, which I thought was really nice. But then when they said the total, to me, he seemed a little ticked off because it was a little expensive. So he bought the ticket. We walked up to the entry point, and then when we got there, I realized I actually had a free ticket.
Oh,
So then
my goodness.
he was really, it just, when I tell you like the escalation of just awkward moments, so then, I was telling him, well, you could get a refund, for my ticket. And he just said, no, never mind. But he seemed a little bit aggravated, the rest of the night. Yeah, I was. And then, we were waiting for the rest of the people to come in. I just kept saying, well, we can talk and, try to get to know each other. But he seemed to be, more comfortable, maybe with more people around, or slash aggravated because I called him the wrong name and cost him, a ticket that he didn't have to buy.
Okay. Let's hear about this lead up from your point, Jeffrey.
Yeah, so that's the first night. I think she'll get back to telling you about the other dates. But I tried to explain to her, like, no, I'm not upset. I'm not mad. So I'm just the type of person that, like, everything has a cost and we got to pay for it. But if I don't think it's worth that, I really don't want to pay for it, even if I like it. That's how I felt about them tickets. I still remember the exact total of them tickets. I thought they cost too much.
What was the total? I have to know. Tell me, please.
It was like $41.17.
Oh,
Just thought it cost too much, Arlette. So I was like, fine, I'll buy the ticket. It wasn't buying the tickets. That's what you do when you take a lady out. You meet them. You just, guys, we just know we're going to pay for stuff. And so, yeah, but I wasn't upset or anything. I didn't even know she called me the wrong name until like maybe like a week later when I asked her about it. I'm like, because the part she left out is, here's how she got my name, Arlette. She said, what's your phone number and email address? And that's how she figured out my name was not John or Tyler or whatever she said. So, yeah, all the rest of what she said is pretty accurate. But yeah, so that was the first date. There was like a few more dates, I think.
Okay, I don't consider that first night a date.
Okay, well,
okay. So then tell me the first real date then.
Okay, so the first, and by the way, he kept repeating the price of the tickets. Like, dang, that was,
yeah, they
$82.30, however much it was. He was putting the cents in it. Anyway, the first date, I actually wanted to meet in a different city just because I wasn't sure if I felt so comfortable, with him kind of coming to my territory, so to speak. But, I thought, well, we met. And, okay, why not?
Are you guys in the same state?
No, he's in Georgia.
In Georgia, and you're in
what state?
Oh, okay.
Louisiana. Okay. Yeah. But, with the appropriate guardrails, I did feel comfortable. So when I told my family, I met Jeffrey, we're going to go on a date. My mother had him send a copy of his license plate. And he sent his passport too, like for good measure, pick me up. So I felt comfortable after that. But he actually drove to Louisiana from Georgia. Wow. And he remembered that I love sports, especially live sports. So we went to an NBA game. Ooh, that was our first date.
That's so fun. Jeffrey, how long was that drive?
Oh, I only live 5.5 hours from her, so it was a really easy drive. Yeah, I didn't have any issues. I'm glad we went to an NBA game. I haven't been to the Pelicans stadium since they built it, so that was cool.
Oh, yeah. But tell her what you said about the seats.
What did I say?
You remember? Okay, so the seats were really good. They were very close, and I said, once we got to our seats, I said, "Oh, thank you. These are really nice seats." And he said, "Yeah, I figured, you kind of low key bougie, so you need some good seats."
Yeah, yeah.
She's a doctor. Yes.
Yeah.
But I did appreciate those good seats, I did.
We were like in the 14th row.
Oh, you guys can touch the ball if you wanted to. That's great.
We had a great time. I had a really fun time at the game. The funniest part of the night is as we were walking to the stadium, as we were encountering people, Jeffrey was like,
Oh,
"Hey, do you watch Pop the Balloon?
watch Pop the Balloon. Yeah,
This
watch.
is what's going on now." It
Go
was
watch the
really,
show. Yeah,
it was fun. There were several people who were really just engaged in that whole thing and just rooting us on, and it was fun.
Good. Okay. Good job, Jeffrey. That was a good first date.
I try to do my best.
And then after that, we went to have dinner, right?
Yeah,
We went to have dinner at a really cool spot, and I think that was the tacos, and
taco and beer.
it's called Taco and Beer, but neither one of us drink, so we just had tacos.
Hey,
That's another
tacos.
thing. So the first night I met, after I called him the wrong name, the first night that we met up, he gave me his dossier. He said, "I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't whip my kids." I was like, "All right,"
And I don't play video games.
and I don't play video games. Yeah,
Check,
but
check,
that was our
check.
first.
So that was the first date, Arlette. The second date
Uh-huh.
was, I guess, the next day. We did like a tour of the city,
Oh,
and then
nice.
we went to a sushi restaurant,
Oh,
and
okay.
then I'll let her tell you about the third time that we met a couple
Well, how,
weeks
how
ago.
long were you in her town
So
when you drove
I
out there?
I stayed there, what, 3 or 4 days,
The first time,
or was it 2 to 3 days?
2 to 3 days.
2 to 3
Multiple
days.
times.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a perfect gentleman.
Oh,
Perfect gentleman.
And then I
love
went
that.
back since that second date. Paulette, you want to pick that up and tell the people?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to remember exactly how this transpired. Alrighty. So one night I was driving somewhere at night, and he said, "Hey, we should exchange numbers of, important people in our life, but and just in case something happens to you." So I gave him my mother's number. He gave me his father's number. Now, I did not know he was going to use my mother's number, but
Oh,
apparently he did call her and they discussed some things. And that night, my mother kept saying, "Make sure you look really nice when you go to work tomorrow." And now this was a
oh,
Friday, and I was thinking, it's Friday, it's the end of the week. I'm gonna look how I look. I just completely ignored her. But I got to work, and Jeffrey called and he said, "Hey, he texted me and he asked me when I was going to lunch. And my day was really hectic that day, but I kept saying, I'm not going to skip lunch. Okay, I'm going to go at 12:30. So I told him I'm going to go at 12:30. And at 12:30, the front desk called to me and said, "Hey, someone's here to visit. Someone's here for you." So he came and he drove from Georgia and took me to lunch.
oh my
So
goodness.
that was technically our third date. And he had arranged this with my mother, so he knew where to go, and he brought me
Oh,
beautiful flowers and a beautiful plant from my office, and it was really special.
wow.
Yeah.
I love the intentionality. That is so awesome.
And for that lunch date, we went to a ramen place because
Ramen.
I love ramen, and he remembered
Mm.
that.
Oh,
And yeah,
wow. Oh,
that was wonderful. And then that was it. Like I said, perfect gentleman. He said, "I don't expect anything of you. I know you have a long day. You have the rest of your day to finish. I just want to make sure you ate." And
oh,
Yeah, that was like
oh
last
my
week.
goodness. So it was
Friday
last week.
before this
Okay.
the Friday before this past
about two
Friday.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was the last time you guys saw each other in person.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Any plans for you, Paulette, to go see him?
I've been invited, quasi invited.
Okay. Are you gonna
But
take the invitation or?
it's still evolving.
Okay. Okay.
It's evolving. But I would like to see him, to see his life and to interact in his world. I think that is important. And but in the meantime, I have talked to people that he loves, just acclimate myself to him a little bit more. I've talked to his brother, I've talked to his father, cousin,
Oh,
and
so
of
the
course
whole
the cousins
family.
that are met on night one. So,
Yeah.
but I think the goal is, yes, I'll get to get to his city and we'll spend some time there.
Okay. So Jeffrey, how would you say the communication has been between the two of you?
Oh man, I think communication has been wonderful.
Okay.
Sometimes in some instances we even over communicate just to make sure that, to be clear, we do that. But communication, I think we've talked or text every day since the show, since we
Wow.
taped. Um, yeah, so it's been really good, and yeah, I don't have any issues with it.
Okay. Okay. And where do you see this like leading? And I'll transfer this question over to Paulette too, but I want to hear from Jeffrey.
Um, I see it going as far as as far as we want it to go, and
Okay.
it can lead all the way to pop the balloon theme wedding if that's what we want. So it can go as far as we want. So far it's been really good. Paulette's like magical. He's just an awesome
Oh,
person.
wow. Paulette, what about for yourself? Do you
Cute.
feel like it's leading in the direction of where you might see more, or how's it looking for you?
What I would say regarding Jeffrey is he is so purposeful and he communicates so well that I can only see good things ahead. He's very easy to talk to. He makes me feel very comfortable. He doesn't put any pressure on me at all. He's very understanding and really relaxed. He's so relaxed to sometimes I'm like, hey, you all right? I'm just like, are you sure you're okay? You know, um, so I think because of his personality and particularly the way he interacts with me, that they're really good things ahead. He's definitely the type of person that I would like to be with for long term.
Oh my goodness.
And
Okay.
the reason that to me that's very significant because the main thing I had a big question mark on was our age difference. But I haven't even thought about that
What's
honestly
the age
since
difference?
Like
I
three
gotta know
years.
now. You brought it up.
It's like 3 years and 3 months.
4 years.
4 years.
No, four. It's
Jeff.
three years and 9 months.
So Jeffrey, how old are
8
you?
months. I'm 42.
And Paulette.
I'm 45.
Okay.
I'll be 46 soon. And when he was entering high school, I was probably entering college.
Mm,
So
But we're grown now. You can't think of it that
yeah.
way.
it's really a joke. I like to joke with him about it, but I haven't substantively thought about it.
Okay.
And I think the reason I haven't specifically thought about it is because he presents, very maturely,
Yeah.
and that's just been a very nice thing to have in our interactions.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So that's the only thing that you've been like a little bit about, but it hasn't seemed like
Well,
it's
I was
presented any issues.
no, not at all, except if I mention a movie or a song, he'll say, "What?" Like it's like
Oh.
we have a generational little semi-generational gap here, because I'm like, you don't remember that? Where were you? But oh yeah, you were in middle school. I'm just
That's
but
hilarious.
yeah, no, but
Arlette,
that's I mean,
I just don't watch a lot of movies. I don't spend time watching movies. I don't even watch TV.
Okay.
But I
We'll
don't
we'll
get
put it
all the
on that.
movies.
We'll put it on that
Yeah.
and not the age difference.
Cool. Yeah. That
yeah,
would be
but
great.
I say that in jest. It hasn't been an issue at all.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I'm glad that this is looking up. I'm hoping that there'll be more trips, both ways, more dates, and I'll definitely be on the lookout, checking in on you guys, see how it's going. Are there any like personal projects or anything that you guys are working on that the viewers can tune in and like, support you with? Let's start with you, Jeffrey.
Yeah, I have an app that I'm actually putting out to the App Store this week or next week. It's called
Oh,
Or,
nice.
and it has a or with a question mark. And it's just a
Uh-huh.
game for people to play with their friends. Other than that, I
Mm.
got a book coming out called The Mother's Effect. It's a book about my life and growing up in poverty, not finishing high school, joining the military, going to get a PhD. Yes, I actually do have a doctorate degree, people. Paulette's not the only doctor, you know. I'm the real doctor. I wrote the dissertation,
Oh,
right?
I
But
got two doctors in this catch up. This is amazing.
so yeah, that's it. That's all I got coming soon.
Okay, good. So you got a book, all that good stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
app. Wow,
yeah.
congratulations. That's a really big deal.
Hopefully it works out okay.
Yes. You said in 2 weeks. So do you
Yeah.
have a date specifically, just, in case this comes
No,
out? Not
no,
yet.
it'll
Okay.
yeah, I'm just working on it. It'll probably be around the same time y'all app come out.
Oh, all right now. Lover pop. Watch out for
Yeah,
it, y'all.
yeah, yeah. It's coming.
And Paulette, what about for yourself?
Well, for me, I'm aside from work, active in a nonprofit called Yours for Calvary Outreach, and we are definitely getting more active this year. And we definitely welcome even people who aren't local to check us out on the web, and if you identify with our cause, to support us. So that's one project that I love. That's really dear to my heart. And then I've previously done a lot of work in mental health, so I'm looking to re-energize in that area this year. And I do my history has been doing teaching about mental health within churches and regarding the church's responsibility to wrap their arms around people experiencing mental health and how to identify signs and symptoms and scripturally approach it, but also just be a support system and reduce some of the stigma. So I'm hoping to revamp that this year and also put some things in writing to distribute. So excited about that project.
Nice. Okay. Well, I can't wait to be on the lookout for all the things you guys are doing with the nonprofit, your church, all of that. So this is going to be really exciting. And honestly, thank you both so much for coming on today and speaking with me, catching us up on how you're doing. So I'm glad
You're
it's going
welcome.
good. I love the
Thank
good
you.
catch ups. And it was such a
Thank you so
pleasure
much.
having you both back on. Thank you for coming, honestly. And everyone at home, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time.